so much for making the time to come today. You know, we thought we'd have a handful of a few people sitting around. But all of you came and just, it is so heartwarming. First, I want to say thank you to Deb and the entire team here at Green Elephant. Yeah! Taking care of us. If you haven't eaten yet, make sure you pick up something or order something. We've ordered our food to go. So we'll be taking that on the road. So thank you guys so much. Where's Gregory?
Right here.
There's Gregory. Gregory, I want to say thank you for the beautiful fresh flower lei. He drove up from Mass. What's your name? I didn't catch your name. Matt.
But no credit to me. Kira and Jackson did everything.
Kira and Jackson, other fresh lei. More of aloha welcome. Really, my heart is full, and I'm so grateful. So grateful to be here with all of you, and to have you join me, have you join us on this worthy path and fight for each other and our country and our future that lies before us. You know, I always start our conversations with aloha because to me that is the spirit in which we are gathered here today. Because aloha is more than just hello and goodbye. Gathering here in that spirit of aloha, greeting each other with aloha, really means I have deep love and respect for you. We share this deep love and respect for one another because we are all connected as children of God. Yes. Transcending the barriers that too often are used to divide us. Those barriers that people in positions of power use to try to tear us apart based on the color of our skin, based on where we come from, the way we vote, how we worship, who we love, how much money we make, all of these things that unfortunately are too often used to pit one of us against the other, undermining the vision that our founding fathers had for us as a united country. A country where we, the people, stand together. And we stand together and make sure that our government is of the people, by the people, and for the people. But the fact is that our government today is not a reflection of that vision our founders had for us. Because there is a dark shadow of this corruption of spirit that exists right now. Yes. Where our government is of the powerful, by the powerful, and for the powerful. And we the people get left behind. Where our government is made up of those who are fighting for the special interests rather than for the people. Fighting for those who are motivated by a desire for more power, more money, more fame, more attention, whatever it is, all of these things taking away from the way our government was built. To be made up of leaders who are dedicated and focused on serving the people. Putting service before self. Putting the well-being of our country before party. I want to recognize one of my friends here from Hawaii, Chris Tortolat. We served together in the Army National Guard. We were deployed together. We served together during both deployments. And during those deployments, like our other veterans who are here today, we saw firsthand the cost of war. There were friends of ours who didn't come home with us, who paid the price, the ultimate price. And we saw how others who did make that trip home came home with wounds both visible and invisible. Continuing to pay the price now for a very long time. Those of us who have seen firsthand the cost of war fight hardest for peace. Yes. is why I'm running for president. To bring those soldiers' values, those service members' values of service before self back to the White House. To restore honor and integrity and respect to the presidency. This is what our people in our country deserve. And it is this value of service above self that our veterans represent so powerfully through their service. This is what it will take to defeat that corruption of selfishness and greed and corruption that is tearing us apart, that is causing so much suffering, that is driving so many of the policies in this country that are not working for the people, they are working against the people and for the powerful, for the self-serving. There are so many different issues that we need to address. Whether we're talking about the fact that there are sick people in our country who still cannot get the care that they need. We talk about the infrastructure needs in our country. The need to reform our criminal justice system. To address the climate crisis that we face and protect our planet. Make sure that we all have clean water and clean air to breathe. Basics, the basics that are essential for people, for humanity. These are urgent things that we must address, that we must make sure that our voices are heard. There is an issue that is central to the rest. Because so long as we are spending trillions of our taxpayer dollars on waging regime change wars, on this new Cold War that we are in, as tensions are ratcheted up between the United States and other nuclear-armed countries like Russia and China, bringing us to a point where we today are at a greater risk of nuclear catastrophe than ever before in history. It's a fact. This is the reality that we're facing. This is something that those of us in Hawaii know all too well. North Korea's increasing nuclear weapons capability has brought us to the point where their weapons can not only reach Hawaii, but they can reach anywhere in the country. And just over a year ago, there was a missile alert that came out across all the cell phones in Hawaii saying that there was an incoming missile. Seek shelter immediately. That this is not a drill. So just as we are standing here today, this came in on a Saturday morning. And so running across the minds of people all across our state was, where do I go? Where do I seek shelter? Where can I protect my family? Knowing that there were just minutes to live. The terror and the fear that ensued is something that may be difficult to imagine. A friend of mine piled all of his kids and his family into his car and just started driving to the mountains, looking for a cave, looking for some place to keep his children safe. Someone took an iPhone video. There was a father who lowered his little girl down a manhole cover into a storm drain, thinking first for her safety and maybe she would be safe there. Another father who was trying to choose which of his children who were in different parts of town, which of his children would he spend the last minutes of his life with. This turned out to be a false alarm for Hawaii, but it was a wake-up call, not only for the people of Hawaii, but for the people of our country. Because this is the very threat that we're facing today. This is not something that is limited to our islands in the middle of the Pacific. This is a threat that is real for us here in Portsmouth. It's a threat that's real for every community in this country. So long as we allow this status quo to continue without addressing this, our very future is at stake. As your Commander-in-Chief, I will bring an end to these regime change wars. I will work to end this new Cold War so that we can walk back away from this abyss of nuclear war, which will allow us then to take those trillions of dollars, the money that has been spent and will be spent on this new nuclear arms race that's been kicked off, in large part because of this president who has taken us out of the INF treaty that was negotiated between Reagan and Gorbachev to bring the world away from this nuclear precipice, one that we find ourselves back in right now. By doing this, we can take those limited dollars, those limited taxpayer dollars that come out of every one of our pockets, and invest them in our people. Focus them on bringing about the solutions and serving the needs of our friends and neighbors and families, our communities right here at home. We have no other alternative. This is something that we must do. Caring for each other, with love for our country, we the people must take action to bring about this change. We know that doing so, that bending the arc of history away from war and towards peace will not come easily. Because there are a lot of people, a lot of powerful people who are very invested in us staying in this place of perpetual war, who benefit from that, with no thought to who pays the price, with no thought to our service members and our veterans who pay the price, and no thought to the fact that every single American, people who are working hard every single day and barely scraping by, we are the people who are paying the price. But we can make this change. We are the only ones who can make this change. So this choice is ours. To stand up and to stand together united, inspired and motivated by the care that we have for each other, the love that we have for our country. And knowing that when we do that, when we stand together, there is no obstacle we cannot overcome. In fact, the only way to make this change, and history has told us this time and time again, the only way we make the kind of systemic change that we need to see, it has only come about when we the people stand up and make it so.
That's right.
So I'm here today, and I'm so glad you all are too, because I'm asking you to join me in this mission. To join me in this mission as we build this movement towards peace. Peace here at home, peace abroad, where we can fulfill the vision that our founders had for us all, where we the people can stand in equality and opportunity and justice and peace for every single American.
Right on, Tulsi.
This change through this people-powered campaign, and I could not be more proud and more honored and humbled than to lead this charge, standing shoulder to shoulder with each and every one of you. Are you up for it? I'm energized, I'm pumped up, I'm excited, and we're ready to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. On time, I really want to be able to get a chance to come and shake your hand, give you a hug. There is a town hall meeting at 4 o'clock in Northampton Centennial Hall today, 4 o'clock today. So if we don't get a chance to cover everything here, we're going to have another short talk and some Q&A there at 4 o'clock. So I invite you all to come and join us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh yeah. Wow. This man could have been everywhere.